All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Like I said, if you jump on and you're on your cell phone, sometimes you become unmuted. So just careful of that and make sure you mute if you are where you have background noise. This is our Thursday evening training call. We do this every Thursday at 9. We missed a week or so, I think once or twice, but when things come up with corporate. But other than that, this is a go-to every Thursday at 9 Eastern for new people and people who just want to get a little bit more training or some tips or tools to get their business going. We just came off of a huge, two huge events. A lot of faces on this Zoom. I can say that were there. They were at Keto Academy and more, several of y'all. So congratulations and kudos for you for investing in your business and in yourself, because that weekend was huge. It was life-changing, business-changing, personal-changing for several of us. We had huge breakthroughs and some really awesome things happening in our personal lives and in our business. So I can tell you that events are really monumental and pivotal in your business. Not only does it help with your personal growth and development, you guys hear me okay? Yeah, okay, making sure. It's really good for your business. When you're surrounded with like-minded people, when you're in the Prove It community and you feel that energy, it's like nothing else. It's hard to explain if you weren't there, but if you were there, you know what I'm talking about. Just the passion and the energy in the room that's just fueled by the passion for ketones and the passion for community and education is huge. So it was really, really fun. We learned tons and tons and tons of stuff from Keto Academy. Way too much stuff, overload of information, but it was really, really pivotal for me. And my biggest takeaway from Keto Academy was that there's not a single soul on this planet that cannot benefit from ketones. So that just showed me that I should be speaking to way more people about Keto OS, because the health benefits, the brain function, cognitive function, blood flow, inflammation, so many things, digestion, gut health. I mean, every aspect of your body and your health is affected and run far more efficiently when fueled on ketones versus glucose. So it really was a takeaway to say, hey, you need to talk to more people because everyone can benefit from this product. It's so much more than what we really even can comprehend. So sitting in a room with doctors, the best of the best in each of their fields, scientists, researchers that have spent decades, went to school, they really dedicated their whole lives in the ketone research and science, just to listen to them and their passion and heart. It made me feel really lucky to be where I am. Like, we get to do something super special. They did all the research, they did all the hard work, and we get the fun job and we get paid for it. So it's really exciting that we could team up with them and be able to help them pursue more research and more science, and just put into Western medicine what's really going on in the ketone conversation, which is just really mind-boggling. So Keto Academy was by far incredible. The More event was, I don't even really have a word for the More event. It was powerful, very, very powerful. We really got in touch with ourselves, broke through some fears, really saw Brian's passion and vision for this community and for each of us personally. So it was really, really a great time. And I loved watching my team there and seeing it through their eyes. So that was really special for me. And one of the things that what I took away from More, and that Brian really touched on, is that your rank doesn't equal leadership. So just because you're really, really good with activity, and just because you rank up super fast and you have a rank 6 or rank 7 or even 2, 3, 4, or 5, doesn't necessarily make you a leader. And so he really talked about what a leader is and who he wants, leading the charge, and what his expectations are for the Circles of Champion. So it was really, really neat to just hear his heart, him and Nancy both, and how much they love and just really, really have a heart for everyone in this community and want them to do their absolute best and have more and be better. That's truly their vision. And so not just because you're a champion does that make you a leader. So he's really wanting to hone in on leadership and coaching and mentorship and really being an aspiring leader, not just someone that has a rank attached to their name. So that was really important for me. I think one of the biggest takeaways from More was that I think we all have a little bit more to give. So when we have desires, goals, wants, there comes a responsibility with that. So if I know that I want to have freedom for my family, financial security, there's a certain amount of responsibility that I have to take in my business to get it there. And so it's back on me. This is my business. And if I want it to be successful, then I have to do the work. I can't hope for it to happen. I can't wish for it to happen. I can't sit back and wait for someone else to do it for me. I have to lead from the front and do it for myself and my family. So that was really powerful for me. I think everybody kind of took away something different, but we all left there super filled up, super happy about the direction of the company and ready to really take it to the next level. So if you are not at Keto Academy and More, I highly recommend that you get your tickets to Vegas because it's going to be, just a really, really awesome event. It always is. It's funny because I was at the first More last September, so 6 months ago, and I have my book from More. We have a new one, but I found this in my dresser, so I pulled it out. I was not a prover back in September. I was there as a guest. They brought me out to just hear about the company, to learn, see Brian, meet Brian and the executive team and kind of see if it was going to be a good fit for me or it was something that I was interested in. But we did an I am statement there and we wrote some goals out and I found it really ironic. So the goals that I had in September that I had written down was current goal, which was September of 2016. It said join Casey's team and hit rank 6 by the holidays. I think that's funny because I joined in September and I hit rank 6 in October, a month later, not even. 5 years, okay? 5-year goal. I said have $100,000 in savings, build our dream home on 5 acres, buy a horse, and have a successful business changing thousands of people's lives. I gave myself 5 years to do that. Well, I can tell you right now that on April 24th, we're closing on 5 acres and we're paying cash. And we have money in savings and we're building our dream home after 6 months in the company. Like I literally, that brought me to my knees this afternoon that I found this workbook. I mean, it shows you what my mindset was and our financial situation was 6 months ago. That my goal was 5 years down the road to be able to do what I have achieved in 6 months with Prove It. If that doesn't blow your mind, if that doesn't show you the opportunity that you guys have at your fingertips, I don't know what will. That is so powerful to me. I just thought, oh my gosh, is this real life? Like, are we really doing this? And the answer is yes, we are. And if you could have been in that COC room when we were talking to Brian one-on-one and talking about what's in the pipeline for this company and what's coming forward and what their goals and plans are. Chad was in there with me, and I'm saying Chad because I can see his face. All of our jaws about dropped to the floor. The things that are going down, what they've been working on and what they have coming out is just going to blow your mind. So that just confirmed to me like the longevity of this company, where they're going, and the opportunity that we have to really, truly pioneer this into the future. Everybody asks me when they're a potential, typically ask me, how many provers are there? How many COCs are in this state or that state? Well, I can tell you that we just now have 100,000 likes on our corporate Facebook page. So I can tell you that probably 99.9% of the people in this company have liked that corporate page. And I would say probably 75 or more % of those people are provers that like that page. They haven't released a number of how many improvers there are, but I can tell you there's none. There's such a small amount across the US and Canada and now Australia. Like the numbers are crazy. Like we are literally in infancy of this company, and we're doing things that businesses that have been in business or companies that have been in business for decades haven't done. So I want you to know, like from the bottom of my heart, y'all, this opportunity is incredible. Like the opportunity that you have today to change the face of your family, your security, your financial situation is huge. And I want you to take a hold of that and really understand, and don't let it go to waste. Don't let any more time go by that you're not 100% thrown into this and saying, I'm going to do this. I'm ready to rock. I don't want to make any more excuses. I'm not going to dabble in this. I'm going to go full forward and give this all I have, because I'm telling you, Prove It will meet you in the efforts that you're giving. The opportunity, the compensation plan, the ranks, all of that will match you in your efforts. That's just the way it works here. And so if you can go all in and really get excited about this, in 6 months from now, you're going to be reading your goals at More, and it's going to blow your mind. And you're going to sit back and be so thankful that you did. So my biggest thing, and we talked about, I had a champ meeting last night with my leaders. We talked for 2 hours. That's how excited we are and how passionate we are for our teams. That we stayed up literally and talked for 2 hours about how we could feed into y'all more and how we can give you more and be better leaders and really start directing you and really helping you move forward faster. So you have our commitment, and we want to have that same commitment from y'all. So we have already been doing monumental things in the company. We're still one of the fastest growing teams. We're one of the largest teams in Prove It. We're doing awesome things. There's some little things that we're going to be tweaking to kind of just, whoops, someone just went MVP, just make it more and make it better. Because if we can do what we've done already, being brand new ourselves and just managing what we've done without a whole lot of skill set, Prove It skill set, now that we have so much more education and so much more guidance from the top, we're going to be able to do even bigger things, and that's super exciting. So we're all just really, really pumped up and ready to just take this to the next level. So hopefully you guys have that same commitment level. I will tell you that there is a lot of things being posted on the Biohackers page that don't need to be hosted. The Biohackers page is for information, training, tools, tips, and communication. It's not for asking questions that you can direct to your upline. Okay, it's not for complaining about shipping or complaining or trying to troubleshoot someone who doesn't like a flavor. All of those things need to be directed to your sponsor, your upline, and your upline team. Because you have a team of people there, that's their job, is to help you find those answers. So we want to assist you in getting your questions answered, but we want to show you where you can find the answer, so that way you know going forward, okay, I have another customer who's asking me this. I remember that Chad told me I need to go to the help desk. I remember Chad saying going to the Better Life with Keto page. Oh, I remember Chad saying go to the resource tab. So we want to make sure that you're equipped to have all of the tools that you need to be able to answer those questions yourselves. Because y'all need to take ownership of your business. If you have customers and you're brand new and you don't know things, let us help you, but make sure that once we say, okay, this is where you find that answer. Get the answer, and then next time you have the question, don't run back and ask Chad, right? Just say, you know what? I remember Chad said I could find that information here, here, or here. So take the responsibility to go to the tool and look first and find the answer before you ask someone else. Because there's a lot of questions being asked that you should know the answer to, or you should at least know where to look for the answer and find. Because some people have been here for 4, 5, 6 months. So that just has to do with personal responsibility for your business. You have to take ownership of your business. If you want to run here, if you want to do good, then you have to take initiative and learn these things. You guys should all know the differences between the products. They're all the same. They just have some different either added amino acids, prebiotics. Orange is dairy-free. There's little, hacks on each flavor, but you guys have a responsibility as a prover to learn that. If you're brand new, tonight we're going to give you all of those tools. We're going to show you all of the things that you need to do to plug in to get that information. But going forward, I want to make sure that y'all know the Biohackers page is not just for random questions. If you ask your sponsor and they don't know, if they can't direct you, then you go to their sponsor. If you've asked one or two people above you and they don't know, then go to your champion. Okay, because the Circles of Champion are going to know where to find the answers to most of your questions, and if they don't, they can reach out to me. So we want to make sure you're getting your questions answered, but we want to make sure that we're giving you the tools, we're equipping you to find out where those answers are, so going forward, you know where to look, okay? That's just a little housekeeping item. Also, I'm going to encourage you guys, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this tonight, is make sure that you guys, if you're using your social media page, your Facebook page, your Instagram page to run your business, you have a responsibility with your Facebook page. If you don't use your Facebook page, y'all knock yourselves out. You can say whatever you want, do whatever you want, act however you want. You're all adults. But if you decide to run your business off your social media page, then you do need to align it being professional. So I'm just going to give you a few tips to say, if you are constantly negative on your Facebook page, if you're one of those people that is just constantly putting drama in relationship stuff, and if you're mad about something and you're ranting and raving, that's not cohesive to being powerful and being a leader in Prove It. And those things get noticed. So you want to make sure that your social media page is professional. So try to leave that drama stuff off and that negativity off, because people do see that, and it is a reflection of you being a prover. So I wanted to touch on that a little bit. If you're brand new, welcome, number one. Welcome to the best and most amazing opportunity that you will have ever. We're super excited to have you. If you have a pen and paper, I want you to write this down. I know some of you are busy doing other things, but if you have a chance, I want you to write these things down if you're new. If you already know these things, this is just going to be a reminder for you. So you can just plug in. First and foremost, I'm going to give you a couple of really quick tools, the things that Prove It gives us that are absolutely amazing. Okay, number one is the corporate Facebook page. It's on Facebook. It's /JustProveIt. So make sure you like that page, and every single day you want to go to that page and like, comment, and share your favorite posts. So if they post something fun and exciting, make sure you're engaging on that. Brian is huge. Brian, our CEO, is huge on prover interaction on that page, because it's really for people that aren't in the community. It's for people to go to, customers, 5-day experiencers, people that are just curious about ketones. They want those people going to the page and seeing how interactive our community is. So if they post something and only 2 or 3 people comment, that doesn't look very awesome, does it, right? But if we have 500 provers commenting and interacting on those posts, it's engaging, and that's exciting for people to come and watch. So make sure that part of your daily method of operation is getting up, checking Facebook, and going to the corporate page and liking, commenting, and sharing. Don't just like it, comment something, share it if it's something that adds value, but make sure you're doing that each and every day. Super important. Also, if you're new, you should have downloaded the Pulse app. It's the Prove It Pulse, P-U-L-S-E. That is your lifeline to corporate. All of the specials, anything that we have, discounts, all the graphics are going to come through the Pulse app. If you get a new customer, if you have someone rank up, if you have someone hit GoPro, all of those things are linked to your personal app, your Pulse app, and you're going to get notified with notifications. If Michael Rutherford sends some encouraging words out, or if he reminds us about a huddle call, all of those things are on the Pulse app. It's for iPhone or Android, so make sure that you download that app and log in and keep it logged in, and check that Pulse app every single day, multiple times a day. The huddle calls are for our team. They're Monday through Friday at noon Eastern. So every single Monday through Friday at noon, there is a huddle call. It's really, really important that you guys are engaging in those huddle calls. Get on and listen, because there's always really, really useful information. All week, they've been giving some awesome information and tips and training tools from Keto Academy and more. So you want to plug into those and get fed from the community. It's just a good, quick 15, 20 minutes of information and encouragement, etc. So make sure you're on those huddle calls. They are recorded for those that can't get on, but it's only for 24 hours. So once the next huddle call is recorded, the other one's gone. So you have to listen to it within 24 hours, just FYI. Also, Pruvit gives us two corporate calls, Monday, Tuesday, and then a corporate call on Saturday morning. So Monday and Tuesday nights at 9:15 Eastern, there's always a state of play call. Monday, it's more of corporate information. Brian Underwood gets on. It's typically about stuff that's going on in our community, but sometimes they have special guests on, someone in the ketone conversation, whether it's a scientist or researcher and fitness, guru, something like that. So 9:15, make sure you're plugging in on those Monday night calls. Tuesday night, that call should explode your business every single week. Tuesday should be your go-to. There should never be a Tuesday that you don't load up that Pruvit call. It's a tool that's free to us. It's at our fingertips. All you have to do is send a call number and a code, an access code, to anyone you want to listen to that call. They don't have to speak. They just have to dial in and listen. And it's always 15 or 20 minutes on ketones and ketosis and what's going on in the community, the benefits, how it works. There's doctors, Dr. Andy, Dr. Jacob, Dr. Nally. They have fitness instructors, trainers, researchers. There's always a guest that's talking about ketones and the benefits of exogenous ketones. They explain what our product is. Very quick and easy, right? So that's an excellent call to have potentials on. Every single Tuesday. There should never, ever, 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 ever be a Tuesday night that you don't have someone plugged into that corporate call. Make sure that should be every single Tuesday. After they talk about ketones and ketosis, Michael Rutherford typically does a quick 5 or 10 minute thing on the business. Nothing major, just kind of gives an idea of what we do as Pruvers, and then they wrap it up. So it's just a really good call to get your people that are interested in the product or the business on, okay? Those are also recorded every single week. So after the call is finished, at the end where it's on the Pulse app, it gives you like a little paragraph to say who's going to be on, what's going on, and then it has a link. That link is the replay. So anytime you want to share that link, you just copy and paste it. You can send it, you can text it, and they can go back and listen to it. Those calls are stored, recorded. So you can go back and listen to any Tuesday night call, okay, by going to the graphic and the information that's in the Pulse app. Sometimes they put it on the Pruvit Facebook page as well, but the replay is always on the Pulse app. So if you think, oh my gosh, that was an awesome call, my friend Stephanie would love that. I really wish she could have heard it, but she was at cheerleading practice with her daughter. Well, guess what? Send her the replay after and she can listen to it. So those are very, very useful tools that Pruvit gives us, so we need to be utilizing those things. 11:15 Eastern on Saturdays. Usually it's Mitch. Don Allen has been on a couple of times. I've done it. It's just training more so on mindset or business strategies on Saturday mornings, but it's still a really great call to plug into if you can. That would be mostly for Pruvers, not for guests. But those are, like I said, free corporate calls that nobody has to do anything. No one speaks or anything. They just get on and listen. So it's just a great thing to do for potentials. Our team page, everybody needs to make sure they're in the Biohackers page so they can stay up to date on things that are going on, contests, information, support, trainings. Thursday night is my training I have for the entire team. Anybody who wants to be on can be on. We also do Zooms randomly. So the Wests will do a potential Zoom. The Strahans have been doing potential Zooms. I think Erica hosted last week, which Erica Ridge, if you're on, congratulations. I heard you rock that Zoom. I'm so proud of you. So we're having some other leaders stepping up and hosting Zooms. So if you would like to host a Zoom, if you have friends, you think, you have 4 or 5 friends you can get on a Zoom, invite them. And, I can get on with you, a couple of the Circles of Champions can get on with you and kind of just support you in that and kind of ping pong back and forth. If you want to do your own Zoom, let us know. We're willing to help you. But get on with some of those, those potential Zooms, because we do about 15, 20 minutes of business, do some, of product, do some testimonies, share about what we're experiencing with ketones, and then we talk about and close with the business opportunity. So it gives your friends and family the opportunity to jump on. They don't have to engage. They can just listen. If they want to ask questions, they can. But it's a setting just like this where they may feel a little more comfortable. So it's a good thing to get people who you want on your team, or maybe you've sold them a 5 or 10 day experience and they're liking it, and you want to kind of feed them and give them that third-party validation. The potential Zooms, those are things that you want to invite people to. So make sure you're really proactive with that and watching the team page for when we have those scheduled. This business is literally fueled by this product. Like, everything we do is because of this product. Most of us have pretty amazing testimonies in a short amount of time. Everybody's testimony is a little bit different. I know some people started this strictly because they thought it was a weight loss product and they wanted to lose weight. It's not a weight loss product. We all know that. But it does help with appetite control, cravings, and body recomp. Your body is burning fat for fuel. So you're having incredible energy, focus. So there's a lot of awesome testimonies, even just within our own team, like really, really good ones. So utilize those testimonies that are within our own team. Share those. If someone posts their before and after, or if they share their testimony, you share it too, because if you can show your friends, hey, this is my friend, Kayla. Look at her, doesn't she look awesome? She's been using keto for 3 months. She's rocking her results. Our team testimonials are really good to use. And if we share something in the Biohackers page, or if they post it, that means you can share it. So if they didn't want it shared, they wouldn't be posting it. So you don't have to ask. If you don't have to post on it or comment on a post. You can just message them if it makes you feel more comfortable, or just go ahead and copy and paste and share it on your own page and show people what we're seeing with ketones. Show them what's going on in our community with our team that because that's what your friends and family want to see. They want to know how and why you love ketones, and they want to know what's going on with the people that that are using Keto less. So how do you work this business? If you're new in this business, you probably are waiting for an experience pack, or maybe you ordered a 30-day, whatever you came in on. So your first job, right, is to create curiosity. It's to create some excitement and curiosity. What are your thoughts on the ones that have lost in 9 days? I'm not sure what you mean, Amy. What are your thoughts on the ones that have lost in 9 days? Where'd she go? Sorry, I can't see everybody on the thing. Message underneath that, Amy, and explain what you mean by that in the chat. So your first and foremost job is to create curiosity. And how do you do that? You don't want to throw everything out on your Facebook right away, right? We want to pique people's interest. We want to pique people's curiosity, so they're watching you and they're kind of coming back for more information, right? So you want to do some engaging posts that are going to get people to comment and like. And so some of those could be something like, who's ever heard of the Atkins diet, or who's ever tried the Atkins diet and failed because it was so hard? Millions of people across the country did the Atkins diet. It's low carb, right? So a lot of people will engage that post and conversate with you, which is the goal. That's the outcome we're looking for. So you wouldn't say anything about ketones or prove it. You would just say something like, who's ever tried the Atkins diet and failed because it was so hard? Or if you're a mom, you can post something like, oh my gosh, how many moms are ready to crash at 2 o'clock and want to take a nap? Those are engaging posts. You're asking people on your Facebook a question that's a popular question, right? That people could relate to. And so what's going to cause is people to engage. They're going to post and say, oh my gosh, yes, I'm so tired. By 3 o'clock, I'm like ready for bed. Or, oh my gosh, yes, I have to take a Monster by 2 because my kids are crazy and I'm just so tired. That's the outcome we're looking for. We want people to conversate and like and comment on your posts. And the reason why is because you're creating curiosity and excitement and engaging them. So as they like those posts and as they comment with whatever comment they put, that's the open door for you to shoot them the campfire video. So you're going to shoot them the campfire video and say something like, hey, Susie Q, I saw you comment on my post about naps. Holy cow, I've been taking ketones for the last week and I feel absolutely amazing. I haven't had a nap all week. If I sent you this video, would you take the time to watch it and let me know what you think? And you're going to shoot them the campfire video. That's your Experience Keto website. Once you do that, that's your first step of our process, which is watch. Okay, you've engaged, you've created some excitement, you've created engagement on your social media, and now you've sent them the campfire video to watch. And now when they return and they say, hey, that was really interesting, that looks like something I would love to try. I have diabetes. Can I take this if I have diabetes? The next step would be the connection, okay? The watch connect. So if they ask anything or they reply at all, your job is to not answer. We don't want you being the know-all, tell-all, and talking about ketones and ketosis. We want you to connect them with us, even if you know the answer. So if Annie knows the answer and I'm her upline, Annie's going to throw me into the chat and say this. Hey, Susie Q, that is an awesome question. This is my friend Kelly. She's been drinking ketones for 6 months, and I wanted to make sure you had the right answer. So Kelly, Susie Q wants to know if she can try Keto Less because she has diabetes. Therefore, what's just happened? You've let me know why I'm in the chat. You've told me her question, and you've told your friend that I'm your friend and that I've been using the product longer, and you wanted to make sure that she had got her question answered. So it's a win-win for everyone. You don't want to use language like this is my sponsor or this is my upline because people don't understand that language. So you never want to use that language. It's more comfortable to say this is my friend, this is my girlfriend, this is my buddy, whatever you want to say, just not sponsor and upline because that's foreign language to most people. So then I would come in and say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Yes, you can totally use Keto Less if you have diabetes. Ketones have an awesome blood sugar reduction aspect. You just want to make sure you're a controlled diabetic because blah, blah, blah. And I would maybe copy and paste something from our FAQ regarding type 1, type 2 diabetes. We would go ping pong back and forth, and I would talk with your friend as you watch and kind of engage in our posts and learn. So it's a training for you, and it's a learning for you, and it's getting your friends the information. And it's connection. So it's third-party validation. And I can tell you that there is a ton of you not doing it. I know there is because y'all aren't putting us in conversations. So if me and Aaron and Amanda and Candy are all champs and our teams are not putting us into three-way chats, we know you're not doing the connection part. It's not rocket science. So if you're not using the connection part, you're killing your business. I'm telling you, you're like holding yourself back when you could be flying forward. And I know it's hard to trust that because it seems awkward. It seems like, well, why would I ask you to come in a chat? You don't know my friends. I know my friends. I can tell them the same thing you do. You can, but how is that working for you? Is it working for you? Because I'm telling you right now that the connection part works. I've done it for 6 months. I still do it to this day. If I have someone I'm talking to, I throw Casey in a chat. If I have someone interested, I throw Natalie or Michael in a chat. I still connect and I'm a champion 8. So why do I keep connecting? Because it works. That's why I do. A lot of you are trying to do this on your own. You're trying to do it your way because that's what you know and that's what you're used to. So you're just answering people's questions all day long. You're just talking to them and engaging them as friends. And you know, you might get you a customer, that might get you a couple customers, that might be okay, but in the long term, it's really, really hurting your business. You can move forward so much faster if you use the connect part. I really believe that because I know from my own business and watching all of my champions pace right behind me, the connection part works. This is another thing. The connection is not for you to add 2, 3, 4 of your buddies from Prove It into a chat with your friends. That's not the idea, okay? It's not the idea to ask a level 2 or 3 into a conversation with your potential. That's not the idea. Watch connect. The connect is for you to put someone who can validate them, who has experience and knowledge, and that can give them directive. It's not to put someone else in that is in the same, learning and in the same area as you right now, because you're both aren't going to be able to help that person as well as someone who's been doing this for a little bit longer. Someone who knows all of the tools that we can give them and where to find the answers to those crazy questions, because sometimes people come up with some crazy questions out of on left field, right? And so the people who have been doing this a little bit longer, who have more experience, that's the person that you want to put into the three-way chat. That's the person that you want to get on the phone with them. You don't want to have 2, 3, 4 people in there. That's not necessary, and that kind of gets confusing for people. It's just your potential, you and your sponsor or the champ. Okay, whoever you're working with as a leader, whoever's helping you run. Okay, so I know a lot of people are trying to do this on their own, and they're doing things, their own way, and it's just not working. So I promise you that you really need to start using the connect part and doing it the way we've all done it and the way that it's set up by Prove It. Watch, connect, experience, and enroll works. So if you have a potential and Erin is your champion, then you need to reach out to Erin and get her in a three-way chat. If she's unavailable, get Mike. If Mike's unavailable, put Mike, Erin, and I in there. If it's 3 champions, then that's okay, because maybe me and Erin can't get to that conversation because we have 30 other conversations at the exact same time, but Mike can. Do you see what I'm saying? But you don't want to put your you're just any random people in there to answer. You want to have champions in there or someone as a solid leader. That's the whole idea of the connect. And I hear this all day, every day. Well, I didn't want to bother you. I know you're super busy. The truth is you're not bothering me, number 1. Number 2, I am super busy, but that doesn't mean that I don't want to help you. And that doesn't mean Erin and Mike don't want to help you, or Amanda and Chad, or Chrissy, or anyone else. We are busy. I know that Chrissy works a day job. She has a corporate job. And so I know that she can't answer messages during the day. But guess what? Erin's a stay-at-home mom. And Erin is her sponsor. So if Chrissy's team has potentials, guess who needs to be in those three-way chats? Erin and Mike. And me. Okay? Because Chrissy's at work in her corporate job. We respect that. So we don't want to wait all day long for Chrissy to respond in a chat. You want to throw Mike and Erin in the chat, because they're the champions of your line, and then you could throw me in there, say they're busy. We don't want to give them too much and overload and scare them, but we don't want to not answer their questions so they pull the trigger and order or join. So it's really important that you guys are using that connect. Some of you have all these potentials, and I've got this person and this person, and then we don't hear from you. So you're not connecting them. So the connect part is absolutely crucial, and I really want you to trust me on this. If you're not utilizing the connect part, just try it. Just humor me and do it consistently for a week and see if you don't have different results. Okay, the third-party validation is really, really key. So watch connect. So once you have that conversation going, the outcome is to enroll them or an experience. So they want to experience a 5 or 10-day experience pack, or they want to enroll as a 30-day customer or a promoter. That's the outcome. So we watch and send the campfire video. We connect with an upline or champion and get their questions answered and get that third-party validation. And the outcome is to get them trying the product, whether it be a 5 or 10-day experience, or as a 30-day customer, or as a promoter. That's it. Those are the steps, and that's what we do, and that is what got me to Champ 8 in less than 4 months. So that's what works. That's what everyone's doing that's moving forward in this business. Mandy Mitchell's team, who is the fastest growing team, she just hit Champ 10. They're doing watch, connect, experience, and enroll. That's what they're doing. Our team is the second fastest growing team. You know what we're all doing? Watch, connect, experience, and enroll. Those are the teams that are moving forward fast. The teams that are not getting on the huddle calls, the teams that are not plugging into the state of play calls, the teams that are not doing Zooms, the teams that are trying to do it their own way and making their own system and not doing watch, connect, experience, enroll are not moving forward. So trust me on this. Do the Watch, Connect, Experience, and Enroll. It works, and it will bring you success, okay? Don't try to veer off and do anything different because you don't have to. There's no reinventing the wheel. This is so simplistic and so useful that if you stick to it, somebody's not muted, guys. If you stick to it, you will see those results, okay? Watch, Connect, Experience, and Enroll. I'm not sure. Someone's talking about homework, and we can hear you guys. I never figured this out, how people don't understand when they're not muted. Let's see. Bear with me.
Not me.
Okay. That's my biggest pet peeve. Literally, like if I dial into somebody's Zoom, I'm going to be paying attention. I'm going to be listening and watching and engaging on a Zoom that I dial into. So there's no way that I could be having a conversation and not know that I'm not muted. So you guys have got to get this. We do this every week for the last 6 months. If you log into a Zoom, you have to know that if you're going to be in the kitchen or helping your kids, awesome. But you have to be mindful of mute. Because if we have somebody having a full-on conversation, it takes away from our training. So you guys, please be mindful of that. And if you can't log into the Zoom, I'm recording them, so listen to it later. So you have to do your kids' homework, you're doing things with your husband, totally get it. But when you're on a Zoom, be present so you can actually dive in and learn. Okay, so Watch, Connect, Experience, Enroll. The importance of each step is that there's an outcome to each. So the excitement and the piquing curiosity, the outcome is to get someone you can send the video to. Do you guys see that? Once the video is sent, the outcome is for them to ping pong back and forth and ask questions so you can connect. So once you connect and you're asking questions and getting a conversation going, your outcome would be for them to experience the 5-day or 10-day experience. That's the outcome you're looking for. Once you get someone on a 5 or 10-day experience, the outcome would be to enroll as a 30-day customer or as a promoter. So each step is like layered and they work together. So if you're skipping one, it breaks up the outcome, and that's not what we want, right? We want the curiosity, excitement to peak opportunity to send the campfire video. We want to send the campfire video to peak a conversation so we can go back and forth and ask questions. We want that question and answer to turn into the outcome of using the product for 5 or 10 days. Because we all know once you try this product, you're hooked, right? Day 3 is like the magic number. Like most people by day 3 are so excited. They're like, holy cow, I love this stuff. Where do I buy it, or how can I get more? And so we're getting them into the next outcome, which is enrolling as a 30-day customer. Then once they're a 30-day customer, a lot of times they're like, oh my gosh, like my friends are asking me what I'm doing. They're so excited. I have like 4 or 5 friends that want to buy this stuff. And then if that's Amanda and Chad's friends, that's what they're going to do. They're going to say, hey, can you jump on a Zoom? I want to show you how you can get your product for free. I want to show you how you can make money. Then Amanda and Chad would engage them and say, hey, you have 4 or 5 friends that want to try this product. Why don't you join as a promoter? Let me show you what that means. And then they're going to go over the experience pack. We're going to take 15, 20 minutes to talk about products and what the compensation plan. And then their outcome would be to transition a customer into a promoter. Do you see how those all roll into the next step of what we're looking to do? So this system works. It really does, and it's very simplistic. So I want you guys to just really, really try as hard as you can to initially do each and every step and layer them on into the next step and see how that works for you. So if you've skipped, if you've not done the connect part, and you've done the excitement, you've done the curiosity, you've done the campfire video, and then you're skipping over the connect and you're getting 5 and 10 day samples, starting tomorrow, I want you to connect. And I want you to see in 7 days if you see a difference in your business. And I want you to be honest and truly connect. Anytime someone watches that campfire video, get them connected with someone in your team. That's your sponsor or champ. Get them into that third-party validation and see if consistently that doesn't change your business. I really think it will. A lot of these champs can tell you they still connect. Like we still do it with each other because it works, right? So that's what that's why it's so very important. We have a lot of tools, and one of them is the page. It was 90 days to better. It started as a 90-day challenge, but we kind of transitioned it into a customer page. A Better Life with Keto OS. I posted it in the Biohackers page today. That page has saved my life. Like literally, I was answering questions consistently all the time by tons and tons and tons of people. And now I can refer them to that page. I'm like, hey, I'm going to add you to this awesome group. It's all customers experiencing Keto OS. There's tons of recipes. If you don't like Maui Punch, check out the orange. If you don't like orange, check out the chocolate. And there's pages in there of different recipes from you guys and all of our customers that have tried different things. And so they can go find something they like. There's tips in there. There's tools. They can talk about if they have a headache, if they have diarrhea, if they have a stomach ache. All of those things are in there, and they can go and kind of get help from other people and tips and tools from people that are using Keto OS. So far, it's been a super positive page. Even when people are troubleshooting some discomforts or saying, hey, I'm really tired. How do I get the energy? Or, hey, I heard if I used Himalayan sea salt that it helps with this and this. And then you have 5 or 6 other customers. Yeah, I tried it. I did this, or I added an electrolyte, and now I feel awesome. People are sharing their testimonies. It's a really solid, good page. So anyone who's experiencing keto, get them in that page. It'll save you time and energy of answering questions, and they can build rapport with the community in there. I posted some recipes today. There's some exercise tips in there. It's just about, kind of living in that innate state and getting into the ketogenic diet. But it's very simplistic. It's not crazy keto. It's not super hardcore, but you can really get your customers to get some questions answered, or just, because I don't know about you, but I get recipe things all the time. Like people say, oh, I don't like this, or I like this, or how do I do this? There's tons of them in there. Like if you can't find something that you like in that page, then I don't know what to tell you. It's Better Life with Keto OS is the name. If someone's on their computer, they could pop the link in there. But it's a really good page, and I approve posts. I have to approve people in there. I have a couple of other admins that can do that. So if you want your people in there, just add in and we'll approve them. I don't approve people that I don't have mutual friends with unless it says Karen Thomas added so-and-so. I don't want just random people in there. I really want people that are just using Keto OS from our team in there. So I am pretty selective. So if you have someone that's trying to join and I haven't approved, just shoot me a message and say, hey, so-and-so is my customer or my 5-day experiencer, and I'll add them. But utilize that, because it's going to save you from asking tons and tons of questions. If you are struggling with something, let's say you're dehydrated and you've heard about electrolytes, go to that page, because the Schaefer method is in there. We talk about electrolytes. There's pictures of the electrolytes that we use, digestive enzymes, all of those things are in that page. I live and die by the Schaefer method. So like the Schaefer method has changed my life. I am an orange keto person. I love keto, the orange keto OS, but it was tearing my stomach up and it was making me so nauseous. But I was still taking it because it was working so well. I had lost 20 pounds in like 6 weeks. I'm not hungry. But when I got to Dustin Schaefer's website, he's a champion 8 or 9, and he's been doing this. He's like a health coach, ketogenic health coach for like 25 years. He knows his stuff. He talks about dehydration. He talks about salt content. He talks about, the stomach issues that you may have. He troubleshoots a lot, and there's a lot of great information on that website, so utilize that. I share that in there a lot. So all of those questions about issues or, dehydration or what could cause this, what could cause that, is going to be on the Schaefer method website or in that Better Life with Keto, because it's already been talked about by 100 people before you. So really utilize those pages. Another thing that I've noticed, just a few housekeeping things that I think are super important, is that there are times when you're going to have potentials that ask you medical questions. They're going to ask you something related to what they're suffering with. Like, so if I have a low thyroid, I have hypothyroidism, and if I message you and was talking about my illness or talking about my autoimmune disease, we do it not thinking. So, a customer or a potential is going to ask you questions like you should know. You don't know. You're not a doctor. You don't know them and their health. You don't know anything about their medical health, medical stuff. So please don't answer like you do. Don't give anyone medical advice. If they say, I have a heart problem, can I take Keto OS? your answer should never be, yeah, you could totally take it, right? You should say, you should totally ask your doctor, but I can reference so-and-so who has that, who takes it, or I can give you the resource tab or the help desk or the FAQ that says this. But if someone has a specific name disease or some type of anything that you're questioning, always say, I would take this to your doctor and ask. We know that Dr. Andy said that there are no known drug interactions. So, and Dr. Jacob said that as well. So if someone says, I'm taking this medication, can I take Keto OS? I still answer, well, I'm not a doctor, so I would ask the pharmacist. But as far as I know from Dr. Andy Cavatelli, there's no drug interactions with exogenous ketones that I know of. Right? So I'm going to tell her what I've been told, who told me, and where she can find that information. And then I may say, you should still ask your pharmacist or your doctor. And I was always given a tip that doctors don't know near as much as pharmacists about medications, right? Because they just prescribe it. They don't really know the interactions and all the things that pharmacists do. So if you have a drug question, if someone's taking a specific medication, I would say ask your pharmacist if you would have any interactions. But I know I talked to Dr. Andy and Dr. Jacob, and they both said that there's no known drug interactions with exogenous ketones, but I would still not answer them like I'm a doctor or like I know to give medical advice, because we never want to do that. And I know sometimes it's just kind of like we've heard or we know that it's okay if they take that, just like the diabetes. Like I would answer, yeah, you could take it. If you have diabetes, that ketones have a lowering blood sugar element, but I would also send them the FAQ, which talks about in detail the type 1 and type 2, and it has a disclaimer at the bottom. So I would definitely send that when you're talking to people who have diabetes. Same thing with any, named disease or autoimmune or anything like that, just so you're aware. I don't want you to be put in a situation where they come back and say, well, you told me it was okay, or you said this or that. So if you cover yourself and just say you're not a doctor and you can't give medical advice, but here's the FAQ or here's the information, Prove It always has that disclaimer on the bottom. It says contact your physician, or make sure you ask your healthcare provider before you start anything like this. But those are just little things that you'll learn once you start diving into the FAQ and the help desk. Hopefully, I recommend that you play around with those things. If you're brand new, if you're just getting started, spend a few minutes in your cloud. Go into your FAQ. Search things like kidneys or liver function. So the same questions get asked a lot, because endogenous ketones, so ketones that are made endogenously, which is in the body, are processed through the liver and kidney, right? But exogenous ketones are not. So that is the question that's asked a lot. So if you go in your FAQ and you just hit kidney or liver, it's going to bring some things up that will help you learn about that and what to say to someone who asks that question. Same thing with diabetes and ketoacidosis. That's probably the number one thing y'all get asked. It was for me. They hear ketosis and then they automatically think, oh, I've heard that before and it's bad. So they heard ketoacidosis, which is totally different than ketosis. It's not even in the same ballpark. But if we tried to explain that, we would totally botch it up, right? So we can give them the FAQ. So Prove It's already handled that, and they wrote out this really awesome statement. And so you can just forward that to them or show them in the FAQ where to find it so they get their information. Again, when you send someone the FAQ, or if you send someone the resource tab or a copy of the Tuesday night call, that's a connect. So that's also a connection part. That's giving them a tool to learn. So you're not answering the question, you're giving them a tool, a third-party validation to answer the question. That's really, really important to do. Michael Rutherford always tells me, don't be the expert. The people, it's funny because the doctors that are actually in the community, like the doctors that actually join Prove It and sell ketones, go really slow in this business. They don't go to the top very fast. You know why? Because they're too smart. They think they have to have a conversation like a doctor with everyone who asks about ketones. So they're being the expert because they kind of are. So it makes their business go slow. So don't be the expert because you don't have to, and that's key. Everything we learned at Keto Academy, I could have taken and I did, but I could have looked in my book, and every time someone asks me questions, I could be thumbing through that book and I could probably give them an explanation, because we learn so much like massive information, but I don't have to. That's the great thing about it. We don't have to be the expert on ketones or ketosis. We don't even have to really know anything other than the tools that Prove It gives us to explain what they are. The campfire video, Rob DeBoer's video, the drink your sample video. If you're not following Rob DeBoer, he is the one who came up with the Prove It name. He was best friends with Brian Underwood, our CEO. They kind of created this brand all together. He's been in the industry for decades. He's super physically fit. He's a nutritionalist, an athlete. He knows a lot about ketones and ketosis. And so he would be someone that I would recommend you following. I don't know if he can add friends because he probably has too many friends, but you can follow him. He started a series on fat loss today, and it's excellent. I would definitely, if you haven't checked his page out, go check it out. Listen to his lives and his blogs, because he's very, very intelligent about the ketone conversation, but he shares it in a very simplistic way. So I am not a doctor. Those big words I don't understand, and so when I listen to him, I get it. I get what he's saying. So I would suggest that if you're new, especially, go follow Rob DeBoer and listen to his fat loss. Yeah, it was. His video was so good today, and it's a series. So he's doing a series on fat loss, and he has worksheets. I don't know if you noticed that, Amanda, like underneath that blog or underneath the live he did, he wrote it out. He typed out basically what he said, and it was so great. I posted it in Biohackers too. It's just a great explanation. And I get this question a lot. I'm not sure if y'all do too. If someone says, well, if I eat carbs and sugar, where does it go? Or how does it work if I'm drinking ketones and I still eat a regular diet? Rob explains that and exactly how it works and like how the body functions and like what the job of exogenous ketones actually are. So I think it's great to watch just for your own information, but definitely share it, send people to that to listen to, because it makes sense. When he talks about it, I listen to that drink your sample video and I'm like, oh, you know what I mean? It's like, it just clicks, like the light bulb comes on, and he puts it in such a simplistic way where people that aren't nutritionalists, aren't fitness gurus, aren't doctors and scientists, they can understand it. I really like Rob's videos, so I would definitely follow him. Another thing is the ASI Lab. I don't know if you guys are big Instagrammers. I'm just kind of really getting into Instagram, but Dr. Jacob and Ryan are the formulators for the Max products. And the ASI Lab is in Tampa, Florida. And they have a blog, they have an Instagram, they do a ton of research. They are really awesome. And so following them is really something that I would recommend as well. If you know people, men in particular, men in fitness, anybody who is an athlete, I would highly recommend you sharing their Instagram, because they have an awesome information for people in that field that really it's all about ketones and ketosis and the benefits. So they don't necessarily always talk about our specific products. A lot of times they do, but there's still really some great people to follow, and anyone who's really interested in how the body works, the muscle preservation part, all the great benefits for anybody who's working out or in the athletic realm. Dr. Jacob is an awesome person to follow at the ASI Lab. So I would definitely recommend you guys doing that. We are going to be an all Max product. So soon every flavor will be a Max. So there will be a Max with MCT oil. I don't know if it's going to be orange. I'm assuming it'll be an orange Max with MCT. But the Max formula is that's the future of our company. That's what everything is going to, is the Max. So I think it's really exciting. I love it. I don't know if you guys have tried the Swiss cacao yet, but that is a game changer. I bought 2 experience packs of the Swiss cacao, one at Epic and one when it came out. And I've sold every single bit of it except for what I've kept for myself. Crazy. It's so good. Like, that is going to, I mean, if you haven't tried it, get with someone who has someone try it, because it's going to blow your mind. It's so good. So I really think when they release that, and I do not know, I promise, I do not know when it's going to be available. I think super, super soon. I know that with the Innate Challenge coming up, I don't know if they're going to be launching it to the public before or after that challenge. we're still waiting on those details. But the Swiss, yes, Amy, the Swiss is going to fly off the shelves. I think our numbers are going to go crazy when that Swiss comes open because it is really, really good. Aaron, I like the orange too. It's my favorite, so I'm hoping that they stick with it too. I think it would be great though in the Max version, honestly. So I love the Max products. I think they're awesome. And who doesn't want to be in ketosis in 30 minutes? It's just a faster uptake of ketones. It's the muscle preservation, the amino acids. It's just, I mean, you can't get better than that. The quality of our products are really impeccable. So that's really exciting. Okay, what else can I tell you? The N8 Challenge. So I know a little bit. I don't know everything. I did sign up for the N8 Challenge. The N8 Challenge is 8 weeks with Dr. Jacob and Ryan, Drew Manning, and Keto James. So those are professional trainers. They're going to be one-on-one. This is all customized. It's personally customized to you specifically. So there's a questionnaire in the beginning. You're going to put all your information in there, and they're going to customize a diet plan or like a food plan, a workout schedule, everything around you, which I think is absolutely incredible. They're going to have grocery lists and meal planning and recipes and the whole nine. And then there's going to be a Facebook group just for the NH people. And they're going to have lives in there. They're going to have Dr. Jacob and Ryan. They're going to have Drew and Keto Jane and all those people in there coaching you and, mentoring you. So it's going to be a really interesting and fun challenge. This is beta testing. So this is the first go round. So there's going to be, things that they learn that are great, and they're going to be probably things that they'll say, well, we can do that better next time or whatever it is. So I'm excited to be one of the first people in the N8 Challenge. I'm really excited. I can't wait. I think it's awesome. Brian's vision for Prove It is to be our own brand. They want to have Prove It gyms. They want to have keto meal deliveries, home delivery services with food. His vision is huge for this ketone conversation, and it's exciting that we get to play a part in it. So there's a lot of really awesome things coming down the pipeline. They've got some new products coming. Jacob and Ryan talked about some huge clinical studies that they've been doing and that they've been releasing. Lots and lots of research going on regarding the specific PTSD, things like that. It's just some really, really neat things that they're studying. So I love when Jacob and Ryan are in the house and we get to listen to them and all the fun things that they're doing, all the research and the time they take to really help our company move forward and be the leader in this ketone technology. So we have the winning product. We have the product that's moving in the market. You don't have anything that's even close to the quality of product that we have. So talk to more people about ketones. Like that's my suggestion to you would be to run so fast this business that makes your head spin. Anyone you come in contact with, you should be sharing ketones with. We had some, they call them plays that work. Sorry, my phone is absolutely blowing up. We had a little time that we did at More, and they called it plays that work. And it was simple things. And Brian James said that his go-to that he uses all the time, whether it's strangers that he meets or someone he knows, this is what he says. What do you know about ketones and ketosis? That's it. He says, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And no matter what that person says, if they say, what's ketones and ketosis? I don't know anything about it. Or if they say, oh yeah, I did the ketogenic diet last year. Oh yeah, I work out, so I like muscle sparing, blah, blah, blah. He said, awesome. If I took the time to send you a 4-minute video, would you take the time to watch it and let me know if it makes sense to you? Like how simple is that? Like everybody, like that's not weird. It's not awkward. You don't have to have this huge like brash of courage. What do you know about ketones and ketosis? Okay, great. If I took the time to send you a 4-minute video, would you take the time to watch it and tell me if it makes sense to you? That's it. Like that was mind-blowingly, brilliantly simplistic, right? So I took that. I did that. I literally came home from Keto Academy and More, and I sent that to numerous people. I sent that to like 4 or 5 of the people on my chicken list. because I was like, I don't know what to say to these people. They're like super smart and they're like intimidating. And that's what I said. Like, how silly is that? What do you know about ketones and ketosis? I asked a fireman. I have a really good friend of mine whose husband is a fireman, and he's just so intimidating to me, and I don't know why, but I was so scared to talk to him about ketones. And I just said, you know what, I'm going to bite the bullet and do it. So I literally texted him, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? And he said, not much. And I said, cool. If I took the time to send you a 4-minute video, would you watch it? You take the time to watch it and let me know if it makes sense to you. And you know what he said? Sure, text it to me. I was like, seriously? I waited 6 months to have this conversation with this guy, and he says, sure, text it to me. Like, those are the plays that work. Y'all, use that. Talk to people. Go, if you're at car pickup, standing in line waiting for your kids to get out of school, look over to the mom and be like, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Like, that's not scary. That's not like salesy. That's not like, will you buy something for me? That's just like, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? If they say, I don't know, what do you mean? Well, if I took the time to send you a 4-minute video, would you take the time to watch it and tell me if it makes sense to you? Sure. And then you text them your experience keto link, and that's it. How awesome is that? And you know, the second part is once they watch the video, if they responded, this is what he said. I mean, this is crazy. Get ready. Okay, well, do you want to try a 5-day or a 10-day experience with product? Like, that was his go-to. So do you want to try a 5-day or a 10-day of product? You know why he said that? Because he's not saying, do you want to try the product? He's not giving them a way to say no. He's saying, do you want to try a 5-day or a 10-day? So he's getting them to decide if they want to purchase a 5 or 10, not the option not to buy one. Language, like, that's just smart. That's just so brilliantly, simplistically smart. So I want you guys to use that. You know, try to, what was the name of ASI Labs. Thanks, Beth. I want you guys to try that this week. Text that to somebody, or if you're standing in car pickup, or if you're at church after church and you guys are just chit-chatting, or if you go play bunco, or whatever you do, whatever your social life is, and whatever you're into, when you're around people, just try asking that simple question. Hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? It's I mean, I just try it. It's so like, I was like, wow, I can't believe I actually did that, and I felt good about it. It was so simple, and it really, really worked. We talked about talking to more people because everyone needs this product. Womb to tomb. There's literally not a person on the planet that cannot benefit from these ketones. So you want to talk to people. I mean, if I told you some of the things that I know, I mean, we can't talk about it. Like, we're not allowed to talk about disease, and we're not allowed to talk about stuff on Facebook because, you know, we're just not. The FDA and the FTC doesn't like that. They don't want anybody to be healthy. They want people to be sick, and it's big business. But if you knew the amount of kids and people with seizures and epilepsy that are having massive results, if you could listen to Jacob and Ryan talking about crushing cancer cells, killing cancer with ketones, like, I mean, it's mind-boggling to me. And talking about being able to talk, like, the ketones have they called it something, and I don't know what it's called, but they talk to each other. Like, they communicate with our cellular structure. I mean, that doesn't make sense to a lot of people, but like, that's huge. It's crazy. And the fact that they can actually, there's studies and research that they can actually have an effect on your DNA, guys. I mean, we're talking stuff like a futuristic, crazy stuff, but it's real research being done on exogenous ketones and the benefits of ketosis. So we literally have just like, I don't even know, platinum in our hands. Like, we have what people need for longevity, vitality, to have a good life and be healthy. And if we can get that into the masses, that we can share that into the community and educate people, get people to Keto Academy, get people on these lives on the corporate Facebook page every Wednesday at 2 o'clock, that is what we need to be doing. We need to be furthering the ketone conversation. We need to be bringing people this information so they can feel better. They can have energy. They can, you know, have more vitality. They can burn fat. They cannot, you know, be in pain and chronic inflammation. Like, it might be one invite from you stepping out in faith to say, hey, Susie Q, If you're on Facebook at 2 o'clock, do me a favor, hop over to the corporate Facebook page, just prove it / just prove it, and log in Dr. Heather's live today and check out what ketones and ketosis are. Like that one conversation, that one invite could radically change her life. And you have a hand in that. Like how cool is that? Like Casey and Natalie literally have a hand in changing my husband's life. Like Natalie packaged up a bunch of ketones in a box. She never met me. She didn't know my husband from Adam. But I talked to Casey on the phone and wanted to know what ketones were and what it was all about. Natalie was her upline. We got in a conversation on the telephone. She told me all about Corey, her husband, and his back surgery and what ketones had done for him. She took it on herself. She sent us like 20, 30 packs of ketones for free and said, give them to your husband. Just give them to your husband and talk to me in a couple of days and tell me what you think. Like she played a part in changing his life. 18 months on narcotics, 18 months with chronic inflammation and horrific pain. And she changed our lives. 6 months ago, we were in dire straits. Like we had no money. We had tons of money going out and very little money coming in. And today, 6 months later, we're closing on 5 acres. We have money in the bank. We have paid off every bit of our debt. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, I just want to look at people, every single person, like literally I want to say every single person, almost the 2,000 of you on my team, get me in all the conversations every single day with your friends, because I want to talk to each and every one of them myself, because I want to tell them how radically changed our lives have been in the last 6 months. Like, that's how passionate I am about this product and this opportunity. And I just want to fuel that into you guys and duplicate that down to say, hey, this could be you too. You have the same opportunity that I have. You can be Natalie and go out and change someone's life and better their family and their health. And so take that seriously. Commit to that. Be proactive and really just say, I'm gonna do this. Like, I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna do what it takes. I'm gonna be in the ketone army. I'm gonna go out and further this conversation and help other people find better, because that's really, really, really what it's about. It's about finding a better version of yourself, about being a better version of yourself, and helping others do the exact same thing. It's not hard, and we don't have to reinvent the wheel. We just have to do the simplistic steps of watch, connect, experience, and evolve. And one of the biggest things that we need to be doing is connect. Connect, connect, connect. If you don't hear anything else on this Zoom, hear the connect part. And it goes for connecting with potentials and connecting with your team. The reason why Amanda and Chad paced me literally with Champ 6, Champ 7, Champ 8 is because we duplicated it. They stayed connected to me. I stayed connected to them. And then they did the same thing with David and Candy. They stayed connected with David and Candy. So David and Candy went 6, went 7, went 8. It's the connection part. I didn't just say, okay, have fun, Amanda and Chad. Let me know how your business is. It wasn't like that. We stayed connected. Then I, reached down and David and Candy, and I connect with their team, and Aaron and Mike. I do the same thing with Chrissy. Like, if I were just to say, okay, well, have fun, Aaron and Mike. Let me know how it works out for you. Like, that wouldn't be very good, right? But if you stay connected and you connect your teams with the people above you, that's how people go further faster. That's how we keep changing the world and helping people find better. Yes, your innate statement. I'm going to wrap up with that. You've probably seen them all over Facebook and social media because everybody's doing them. I personally have committed to saying it 10 times a day for the next 6 months. So every single day since I got back, I repeat my innate statement to myself. I might be walking around the house saying it. I might be in my car saying it. I might be at the grocery store, wherever. I played Amanda's innate statement at Publix yesterday, and everybody heard it because I was live on Facebook, and she voice texted it to me, so everybody got to hear it. But it's exciting, right? It's something that we learned from Joseph McClendon, and he's awesome. If you don't know who he is Tony Robbins' right-hand man. He's been working with Tony for 25, 30 years. He's incredible. Okay. I want you to get a piece of paper if you don't have one. Some of you already wrote yours and some of you don't know how. So I'm going to tell you really quick. Super, super simple. The innate statement is what you really want. Make a list of the qualities you wish you had or that you see in yourself. You want to brainstorm adjectives. So adjectives are like descriptive words. I'm going to give you a couple. I wrote some things down. We screamed them out in a big room and everybody wrote things down that they liked. But like amazing, loving, focused, loyal, driven, compassionate, wise, smoking hot, generous, giving, brilliant, charming, creative, fun, sexy, passionate, joyful, brave. Adjectives, describing words, descriptive words about yourself. It can be anything, okay? You're going to write at least 4. You're going to choose at least 4 about yourself that you like, right? And then you're going to do a list of nouns. Nouns is what you are. So a mom, a dad, a wife, a teacher, a trainer, a mentor, a coach, a visionary, a role model, artist, champion, dreamer, warrior, survivor, captain, cheerleader, explorer, trailblazer, things like that. A noun, right? You're going to pick 4 of those. Okay? And then you're going to wrap up with verbs. And verb is like action, like what it's like what you're wanting to do, right? So you're going to pick 4 of those. So some of the verbs that we wrote down was take action, speaks life, leads by example, gives praise, walks in truth, rocks the house, instills belief, shows love, offers support. Could be anything, right? Anything that you want to do. And then you're going to tie that all together. Once you pick 4 of each of those, you're going to start it with your name. Okay, you're going to say, I am, and I'll read mine. I haven't memorized it totally yet, but I'm working on it. And I'm going to have a couple of y'all read before we go. But my innate statement is, I, Kelly Smith, am loyal, passionate, disciplined, humbled, and inspiring. I am a champion, a dreamer, a doer, a survivor, and a pioneer that speaks life, gives hope, instills belief in others, and that shows other people love and grace. And I freaking rock and prove it every single day. Woo! After you pick your 4 adjectives, 4 verbs, or 4 nouns, 4 verbs, you're going to write that out. And then at the end, you're going to put, and I freaking rock, and I prove it every single day. So Chad or Amanda, if you want to read, one of y'all want to read, go ahead. And then I see Aaron and Mike are on too. They can read theirs.
He's all about reading his.
I love reading.
Do it.
I also celebrate too. That was one of the other things that he said to do. So just something real quick. I know a few of you guys saw that picture of Amanda with her arms up walking through the doors. What was that called?
Golden Goddess.
Yeah, the goddess. And then like walking by the mirrors and going and shaking your booty. I've been doing that. So here's my I am statement. I, Chad West, am inspiring, trustworthy, loving, fun, father, husband, son, and brother, uncle, mentor, champion that shares with others, gets shit done, kicks ass, generates dreams, and I freaking rock, and I prove it every day.
Woo! Awesome.
Read mine real quick if you want.
Okay.
That way everybody can have another example when we bring it up here.
You're slacking.
I was not prepared. Okay. I, Amanda West, am a brave, humble, sassy, limitless, compassionate, relentless mom, wife, friend, mentor, pioneer, and champion who shows up to grow up. I give hope, accept change, inspire, and support others. I freaking rock, and I prove it every day.
That's awesome. I love it.
Sassy in there because a few
I like
teammates
sassy.
have that, and I'm like, you know what? That's pretty fitting. So, and I don't have to stick with the same one.
Yeah, Mitch talked about that. If you hear something you like at it, people are probably like, why are we doing that? Like, what is this all about? The reason why we're doing that is because if you don't love yourself, you cannot love other people. If you're not your number one fan, then you can't be a fan to others. And so your most important task is to love yourself and to speak highly of yourself and celebrate your wins and pat yourself on the back and walk with confidence and look at yourself in the mirror thinking you're a badass. Because if you do, guess what? Others will too. And, sometimes we live in this like self-doubt and hate, and we're constantly our worst critic. Like, I can't do this. I can't do that. I'm this, I'm that. And it's super negative. And if you live that way, you tell yourself that's going to be your story. So we break that, we stop that, and we stop the negativity, and instead replace it with your I am, your innate statement. I am this, 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 and this. I'm going to celebrate, and I'm going to say it every day. I'm going to believe it. So the more you say it, the more you believe it, and the more you do it. So that's the whole idea. So we're really excited about it. A bunch of us have committed to do it. Every day we voice text each other, and we say it, or we call each other and we say it, and we just hang up. So we're just really having fun with it. One of my gals, Tara, and I do it every day so far. We've just had so much fun with it. But I encourage you to write one. Everybody needs to have one. Save it in your notes. And Joseph said to read it every single day, 10 times a day. And I can tell you that one of our champions was at Moore when I was there in September. He was an MVP. They had no success in the business or with the product yet. They had just hit MVP, and that was it. He was in a really negative place, and he took this training from Joseph, and he literally spoke his I am statement, his innate statement, 25 times a day for 6 months. Well, guess what? He hit Champ 8 in 6 months, and his family dynamics totally changed. His marriage changed. His relationship with his children changed because he changed. He made a decision to speak life and hope into his business and into his family, and it worked. So I really challenge you guys to take that innate statement to heart, write one, and share it in the Biohacker stage if you feel like it, and share it on your Facebook page, and voice text it to me, voice text it to your sponsor or your upline, and say that 10 times a day, every single day until we go to Vegas. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, Aaron and Mike, you want to read yours?
Sure.
Okay.
I go first.
All right.
Okay.
I, Mike, am passionate, inspiring, humble, trusting leader, badass mentor that listens, supports, and teaches myself and others. I frickin' rock, and I prove it every day.
Woohoo! I love it.
Okay. I, Erin Cayley, am an inspiring, genuine, honest, driven, and caring leader, dreamer, friend, mother, wife, and champion that creates leaders, changes lives, inspires, makes a difference, and shows up for myself and others. I freaking rock, and I prove it every day.
I love it. I get goosebumps. I get like so excited. I have like permagrin every time someone says their innate statement. It's just like super fun. Like, I just love that everybody's taking it to heart and doing it and being excited about it. So I swear, like the ketone, I told my husband tonight, I'm like, okay, I've decided that I'm getting a Jeep. Like, I want to do like a flat, like green, army green, and like deck it out with a keto army. Like, I'm just like, now I'm obsessed with the keto army shirts and all that stuff. But it's really, really neat to see people in this community, like, get passionate, throw caution to the wind and literally get out of their seat. We had 1,000 people in a room breaking it down. I mean, we celebrated. We got up and we shook our booties. We were dancing. We were screaming. We were jumping up and down. And it was just so much excitement. And that, I'm telling you, it's so freeing. You just feel like this, like, you don't care what people think. You're just in the moment, and you're being able to celebrate people's successes, celebrate people's wins, looking forward to the future, and just being really happy and content on where we are and what we're doing with Prove It. So I think the celebrate is awesome. I'm glad Chad mentioned that, because we should be celebrating each and every win. If your team gets a new customer, celebrate that. That's huge. If someone gets engagement on their social media that typically doesn't, celebrate that. If someone's super happy because they lost 2 pounds this week, celebrate that. Celebrate those wins. And the more you do, the more wins you get. It's just the way that it works. So celebrating is a really good thing. So I will let you guys go. We have, let me stop